Hi guys, welcome back to the podcast. My name's Maria if you are new here, and today we are talking about the summer solstice and just summer energy in general, what it means for us individuals, and what it means for the earth, essentially. I want to do a meditation today, a guided meditation. I'd like to invite you to join me, and I'm going to ask a set of questions for my channel, for my higher self, to get just some introspection on about what's coming in this season, about what I can release this season. And I invite you to walk through those questions with me and do those for yourself. So have a piece of pen, have a piece of paper, have a pen, get some writing tools because I've done this probably, I would say 3 or 4 times during each kind of season change, and I always find something different and something enlightening and something that really surprises me a little, and I find that to be really interesting. So I invite you to join me in this practice today and just settle ourselves into the light and open ourselves up as light vessels as we work on ourselves and work on the earth and do all the things that we can to just make it the place we want it to be. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. I'm just going to jump right into it today and start with our questions. I've already opened up my Akashic Records, but this meditation, the grounding meditation and inviting in your higher self and all those things, I'll walk you through. So you can practice that today as well, which is just so fun. So let's start by closing our eyes and relaxing our body, taking some deep breaths. Feeling the tension in your arms and in your hips and your feet release. Allowing your body just to flow and breathe, move with your breath. And as you're breathing, envision at the top of your head a beautiful golden white light energy. And imagine it getting brighter and lighter, larger. When I picture this, I can't help smiling in the light. Because it feels so good. It feels so different than our day to day. Intentionally setting the light over us. Feels like home again. Feels like peace. It feels like calm. So go ahead and breathe that white light down through your crown into your third eye space. Breathe it down your face and let it coat your neck, your throat, your ears, your shoulders. Carry it down through your arms, out the tips of your fingers. And I want you to breathe it down through your chest, into your hips, down your legs, your knees, your calves, out the soles of your feet, and down into the earth. What's special about a meditation like this, or even a practice like this, it grounds us into being human. It grounds us into the human experience on earth, which is what we're meant to be doing. We're meant to be living it, connected to the earth. So when we're breathing the light down through us, allowing it to seep in and enter the earth, and intentionally connecting to that version of ourselves. We almost create a different way of being, like we're programming our daily life, our upcoming season, to be inclusive of Mother Earth, to be inclusive of nature, syncing our body with the natural time around us, and saying, I'm here, I'm present for this season, for this energy, for this change, what have you. So I'm just going to breathe a few more minutes and let the light pour through me and enter the earth. And on another deep breath, go ahead and begin to draw Mother Earth back up through the soles of your feet. Feel her aliveness, her presence in your feet. Draw it up through your calves. Feel the rootedness, the groundedness of her as you bring it, draw it up through your body. I'm going to carry it all the way up through my back, out the top of my head, up into the sky and the universe. I'm carrying it all the way up back to my source spot, my Mother, Father, God presence above my head again. In doing something like this, it almost awakens our cosmic consciousness and reminds us that, yes, Earth is a part of something bigger, the one, the all, and is a partner in all that goes on in the universe around us. We are connected to all things. So it feels like I get to be a facilitator in the meeting, the joining of the divine and earth. And then I'm going to take another few deep breaths, bringing that source love and light back down into my heart. And a simple prayer of intention for me today is, Earth, I want to thank you for the incredible changes that we are experiencing, the awakening in so many hearts, the beauty that we see around us during the summer solstice in this peak summer time. I invite in the Divine Mother, all the divine feminine representation, divine feminine consciousness that guides us on our journey. I ask that you open our hearts and our minds to what we can do, how we can assist the earth and her people and ourselves in this journey. know that the power of one is great. One can still make change. The analogy that I just received was Jesus was one man. Look at the change that he made. Do not discredit or discount just you doing the work. While Jesus had teachers aplenty, Buddha had teachers, great sages and spiritual leaders, they've all had teachers. They've approached their spiritual journey, though, alone, in oneness, in themselves. They've had to seek that labyrinth journey to the divine inside of themselves. They could not bring others along with them. So the power of one is great. The power of one heals and changes lives. The power of one may tip the scales. The domino effect. And before I begin my questions right now, I'm going to take a minute because today I feel that the energy around me is very conscious almost, or it's present more so than I typically feel. Almost that I could reach out and affect the waves of time or space around me. I think of like manifestation. I could essentially pull into myself anything I've wanted, is what it feels like. It feels like that this whole space around me is full of a presence. Not a being per se, but layers of energy. I think of like atoms, waves of light. And I have not felt this before. So I'm going to just breathe here for a few minutes. And send love through my heart into this space that truly feels like if I reached out and touched it, it would react. That I have that much control over my surroundings. And I want to ask the Great Mother, the Divine, how do I work with this information today, this awareness? It's almost like you can pull or pluck the things that you want towards you. And you're pulling almost lines of energy towards you. Different layers is what it feels like. You can kind of pinch and pull things towards you. This over here, this over here. And have them magnetize in this way. But you can also send like love pulses from your heart using your own electromagnetic energy field. And when you do this, when you send love from your heart, it is such a strong reaction that the waves of love ripple these strings or these energy grids out, forward, all around you. It's like this crazy tidal waves, almost waves of love energy onto this grid. You know, when you see diagrams of space, say you go to a space center, or you maybe if you go see an Omnimax movie and it places you in space and it's not 2D anymore, but you get to visualize what the 3D is of that. That's kind of what this energy feels like. It's like a 3D. I'm standing almost in a container of substance. But obviously it's these webs of light. What else would you like for me to do with this at the moment? I heard, understand that I am all of this. This is me. This is my design. So play with it and use it. Create with it. How do I do that? It's showing that you can send, beams of love or emotion from your heart that ripple and affect and change. It almost feels like events or space around you. Pulses of love can change or affect so much. But again, it's also showing that you can pull things to you. How do I pull things that I want to experience to me or into my life? I'm getting the visual, just envision it and envision it being pulled into you or pulling it into yourself with this magnetism. It's almost like you take a little bit of force and you grab it and you draw it in. And at first, I've been obviously envisioning just this room full of this kind of energy container, but as the walls of this room dissolve, you realize how big this energy field is, this field in general is. The sheer scope of possibilities. And it's incredible because we close ourselves off from them. We try to stay inside this box, these four walls. But when you let them dissolve, you realize, wow, it's expansive. It's huge. It's anything you can dream of and more. But ultimately, the things that you dream of are what are meant for you. They're in your blueprint. They're in your code of achievability, if you will. You wouldn't dream something that isn't in that field for you. And everyone gets to have their own field of dreams. And it's funny because one field of dreams makes me think of baseball. The movie, and what one person dreams in terms of their life, in terms of, say, wanting to play baseball or wanting that to be a huge part of their life or wanting to go to all of the baseball stadiums in the United States. that's something that's specific to them that they can pull from that energy field and bring into their life and experience. Me, on the other hand, is not something that I would practically dream of for myself. So while it's there, it exists, it's not necessarily for me. So the things that you dream of and you search for and you hope for are real. They're real to you. And thus they're important. And they should hold more weight in your desire, in your life, in your process. And just because I'm here and just because I'm curious, what things are available specific to me in this field? What's available for me to experience, to draw in? There's this love and family, motherhood, experiencing childhood through my children. Watching something else grow in front of me, in front of my own eyes. Being a part of somebody else's story in that way. Loving so fiercely. And being a facilitator of fun, security, safety for others. Creating a safe space from which the young people in my life can begin their journey. I get to experience giving them the platform on which they get to start their life. And motherhood feels like a really big piece for me, honestly, in this. Playing with them. Being in lighthearted love. Being connected. And really, I just see us playing in my front yard together, my children and I. Is there a way you can show us how to work with this energy field? How to either create with it or be a part of it, be more cognizant and aware of it? It almost feels like you have to become this light body, or become your light body. Just dissolve into the light. Allow your body, your vessel, to become light. And when you can do that, then you speak with the language of the universe, of energy. You become all that it's made up of. Not separate from it, but you become it. And you can send pulses, like I said before, you can send pulses down these webs of light. Sending messages or codes. For peace and for joy. That's what I'm getting. Just shift mindsets, changing ideas, including those. Sending it down these waves of light, these grids of light. Through the blueprints almost. And healing thoughts and healing words, healing ideas, all of these things can be sent from you, from your light body, through the grid to change, heal, harmonize, balance, unify. So if you want to do just this quick exercise with me before we we got sidetracked before we ask some of our questions about summer and the summer solstice. I want you to reestablish your light in your body. So take a few deep breaths if you can. Feel your light expand. Feel yourself becoming a big ball of light, or blending, becoming one with the light, if you will. So that you almost feel like your body, it becomes nothing. You're just this light energy. And as you're doing that, picture all around you like a 3D grid. I just think like graph paper, but 3D. And all of the lines are energy lines, light lines. And you're kind of sitting in the middle of them. And either picture or envision or think of something that would create healing for yourself, healing for the earth, healing for other people, healing for humanity. A change of idea, a mindset shift, or just sending emotion like a love, calm, peace, tranquility. Whatever you choose or decide, allow that to emanate from your light body and begin to take shape and pulse out into this grid. And you can almost watch it ripple through the lines as you send it. And once you send that love, which is what I'm doing, or whatever you are sending out, watch it just explode and expand out from you. I want to make sure, though, that you're also sending it down to the earth, not just around you, but down your feet. Out. It's all around your body. So send it down and up and out in all directions. Okay. Take a few deep breaths and bring yourself back to being human. I wasn't expecting such a leap of awareness, actually. But it's been a while, obviously, since I've made a video. So you almost just wonder if that's been waiting for you this whole time. Waiting for you to connect. So I'm going to go ahead and connect once more to my own Akashic records. And invite in the Divine Feminine again. To ask about this season of summer, the summer solstice. And the first question I want to ask is, what are some habits I can focus on to support my physical health during this season? What are some things that I can do for myself physically to feel and be my best, my prime? It almost feels like I need to make sure I'm eating enough food. I saw myself eating a big bowl of spaghetti and I was like, should I not eat spaghetti? But no, it's taking the time to sit down and eat. Fueling my body. What kind of things should I eat to fuel my body? What would my body most want or need right now during this season? Watermelon. Water-based fruit. I'm getting a lot of fruit and water. But also, again, I am getting like spaghetti. Like a big bowl of pasta. Like, you want to be full. Eat food to make yourself, satiated, if you will. I also got like a peanut butter sandwich. And it almost feels like it's telling me at this time, I need to be fueling my body and making sure I'm eating enough and getting enough nutrition to be able to kind of keep myself running. I need to keep my stamina up, my energy up with food. Are there any other things I can do for my physical health during this season to feel my best? Yeah, stay active, walk, ride bikes. I'm not seeing like actual swimming, but maybe just sitting in a pool, being by water. Playing and laughing with my children in the pool. I'm seeing like spending some time with my plants outside, pulling weeds. That's what I got. Okay, thank you. Let's move on to our next question. What are some behaviors or even thought processes that it's time for me to release and let go of in order to live my highest version of myself? You do not have to do it perfectly, was something that I got. I just heard, you do not have to do it perfectly. What does this mean? It means don't let it stop you. If you can't do it perfectly, or you don't feel perfect in the doing, you can't let that stop you from still doing. That comes just with living too. It comes with motherhood. Do one thing as well as you can. Just clean the kitchen or put the dishes in the dishwasher. If you could do just one thing, just do one thing, but you don't have to do it all perfectly. Don't allow it to overwhelm you, the obligation list or perception. Being human is not a bad representation of who you are. It shows that there's growth potential, and it also shows that you're brave enough to just live in the moment, to be present, to live your life. In no way should it be scary for you to do that. So release the notion about perfectionism. And who cares what you look like? That's what it said. Who cares what you look like, because your perception is not others' perception of you. People see through a different lens than what you see. And so this hindering or holding yourself back definitely doesn't benefit anyone, especially not you yourself. And let those ideas or thoughts dissipate from your mind. Allow the vapors of those thought processes just to leave your body. Turn them into vapor and allow them to dissipate. Release them from your skin. And send them back up to God or to the earth. Just get them out. I release any and all ideals of perfectionism. As a mother, as a sister, as a boss, as a human being. And when I release those pressures, I become lighter. I become more in my body. I become more of who I am, more me. Less rigid. Less restricted. There's no reason to be contained or contain yourself. There's no reason, because you live with yourself so much more often than you live with anybody else. So the perception of perfection that you place on yourself hinders your own being. And it doesn't make you more palatable to other people. In fact, the opposite, almost. Being your unrestricted self that drops those that drops those ideas and just presents as like who she is so much more laughable and lovable and authentic. Personable, playful, likable. And when I do this and I release these expectations, I feel happier. I feel a happiness in myself, in my heart, and who I am as a person. It's way more fun to live that way. Is there anything else that I need to release? Anything else I need to release at this time? Your story and your energy is not the same as anybody else's. No one is similar to you in any way. And when I say that, I feel that actually in my lower back. Like the small of my back. Almost like that's where like wings or something unfurls when I say that, or when I release that. I know we always think of like wings up here, but for some reason it feels like there's this opening when I release that feeling in my lower back. A spreading of wings almost, like they all can unfurl. My existence becomes bigger. My presence becomes larger, bigger. All right, I wish to release both of these things, perfectionism and this idea of comparison, that mine is the same as others. I wish to release both of these at this time. And again, it's almost like you're breathing them out of your pores. You breathe those out. Belly breathe them out of your skin even. And allow those dark blots. They look like little like black vapors or black ink dots. Allow them to leave and go back up to source. I release these at this time. And with the release, go ahead and breathe in self-love, light golden energy to replace the pieces that we've removed. And fill up your whole body from from crown to toes. With this golden light energy. Push it out into every crevice of yourself. And then wrap yourself in a pink, healing, loving hug. I always think of like vapors or gas or just balls of energy. And put some light blue in there. That feels like knowledge or wisdom. Add those in to your hug. Some light purple. Compassion for self. And then some sparkling white light for this angelic healing. I am made new and renewed in this light. All right, I have a few more questions. My goodness. All right, let's move on to the next one. Make sure I'm connected into the Akashic Records and myself, anchored into Mother Earth. What does my higher self want to experience through me during this summer season? During this season of my life? My higher self wants to experience happiness. This feeling of happy. But I also am feeling it's like a warming in this area in my body right here. You can see. It's like a growing presence, an expansion of my throat. And now I just am envisioning myself like la 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 singing. And these beautiful golden notes are emanating from my throat, from my vocal cords, from my voice. Singing the songs of the angels. Frequencies of light coming from inside of me. And really it feels like it's just kind of from up in here. Can you explain what this is? What does this mean? Yeah, it's like a laying of myself open. A sharing of this inner divine energy or knowledge, wisdom, frequency. Allowing that light to emanate from my throat and come out of my mouth. Yeah, it's a lot of opening myself up in this area to the light and sharing or singing or speaking. Again, it's like, oh, oh. Do you want to tell me more about this? What my higher self wants to experience through me? What's like my higher self wants to talk through me, through my human. It wants to be embodied in the wisdom that I share and impart to others. So I can breathe her down almost into my body and invite her in to be a sharer, to add amplitude to my own voice. Yeah. My higher self, when I see her, she's always like in a blue kind of gown that looks like the night sky. And it's this navy gown. And I just feel her inside of me, merging inside of me when I do something like this, when I invite her in, when I invite her voice to share through mine. So that almost like there's a layer on top of a layer, me and then a layer of her. So I invite you in to do this and experience this with me this season, my higher self. Is there anything else my higher self wants to experience through me this season? It's like you need to rest in between sharings, sleeping, resting. Yeah, taking the time to almost refuel. That's cool. All right, another one. All right. What is the light or the divine wanting to birth through me this season, during this summer? I'm getting like an image of like peach cobbler with ice cream. What does this represent? Joy, gladness. Effortless ease, dessert, celebration. Being happy and being human. A joyful human experience. Enjoying the pleasures of life, the small things. Yeah, and also feeling unhindered in doing it. No stress. No heaviness. How can I bring this into existence? How do I do this? And what I'm envisioning is this vision of myself and my life, this feeling of just joy and gladness and experience and being human, kind of coming through me, coming through my root, and enveloping me in a ball of light. Cocooning me almost. So I'm going to let it emanate through my whole body and seek to embody it fully, to bring it into my present awareness. This feeling, it's an emotion. Yeah, bringing earth-shattering joy is what I heard. Oh my God, dessert. I must be hungry. All right, let's do another one. What's available for me to learn this season? How am I evolving and changing? What's available for me to learn this season? How am I evolving and changing? This is interesting because the idea behind this is that the Akashic Records is speaking from the trajectory of the path that I've chosen at the moment, what I'm aligned most to at the moment. And that was the emphasis. It's like, this is like this avenue right here is what you've chosen. But there are so many other trajectories. There's so many other paths. available out there. So on the path that I've chosen, where am I up-leveling, or what am I learning during this time? What's available for me to learn? Yeah, it was like the mechanics or the inner workings of energy work, this energy. Getting the visualizations, the grids and the blueprints. Understanding the mechanics of how to utilize it. What it even is, how it exists. To ultimately work with it and use it in the future. But you are just learning like the frameworks right now, the framework of it all, what it looks like, what it feels like, the basic information. Yeah, this like pushing and pulling of energy, how to manipulate things almost, not like, in the negative sense, but like how to push and pull energy, or push and pull the light. There's this an up leveling in the frequency, almost like you're elevated. It's almost like you're elevated above really almost like it's like I'm suspended in air above the earth, like just above the ground. And pushing and pulling and manipulating the energy grids on the earth or around me. In nature, mostly, it feels like. And I asked her, will you show me how to do this? And she said, over time I'll show you. But this work is beginning now. This movement, this change, this releasing with the earth fields or the earth grids, the earth energy. So today was a good first step, is what she said. My guide, my higher self even. Yeah, it feels like a lot of light work, a lot of energy work. How can I step into this path more fully at this moment? It's like you have to continue to breathe the light into your body, purposefully. As often as you can, remember to do this. Breathe it in and just become this energy body, this energy, white light energy. Because when you fill your body fully with this light, being a human becomes less stressful or less hard. You become lighter and above some of those human stressors. You live in your heart. You live like an intuitive lifestyle. It's like keeping yourself a step above, a level above, when you can do this. A higher frequency. Great. Okay, that's cool. My last one is What are some affirmations I can use to keep me in my purpose and in my heart this season? The first I got was, I am the light and the joy of the world. I embody the light and the joy of the world. I live in the fullness and oneness of nature. I am part of the earth and she is part of me. I am of her and she is of me. I raise myself to the level of light. To vibrate above, to choose a different path, to choose a love that never ceases to exist, to choose a light that never falters. I am human and I choose the light. Cute. Okay, I am going to do one more. What can humanity focus on this season to stay in love? To stay in its highest timeline? It feels like focusing on themselves and focusing on family, focusing on the people that they love and on themselves. Staying in your small circle. Staying preoccupied with taking care of your children and loving your parents and your siblings or your aunts and uncles. Spending time together, vacationing together, laughing together. Being in just presence with one another. Feeling lighthearted in each other's company. Focusing just on being together. Being in the presence of love. I don't know why I'm getting like an Italian family on a beach. Literally in Italy. That's what I see. Oh, it's good, too good. What is this? Does this represent anything? Yeah, this joy of life. Being all together in this joy of life. People focusing on their communities, on their families. When you do that, you really don't have time for to worrying about anything else. To worrying about what's outside of that circle. Just stay in your bubble. Stay in your joy. Stay in your presence. Stay in your love. Thank you. I said, and I want to experience that someday. I would love to do an Italian family vacation. And my guide said, you have yours right here. Stay in yours. All right. Akashic Records, Divine Feminine, our Mother, Creator of all things. Do you have anything else for us before we leave today? Anything else for us today before we leave? No, just stay in the light. Be a beacon of hope and love. Show people an alternative way. Show them what you're doing. Show them how you're living. Show them there are other options. Yeah, that's fun. Oops, excuse me. I can show them other options. That's fun. Thank you. I thank you for the guidance and the wisdom today. The love today. And I thank you for being here with me to do this exercise. I hope that you also spent some time and had some interest in asking some of those similar questions to your own channel, to your own higher self. And there was some inspiration or some guidance there. And if it doesn't happen during the video, during your meditation, just wait, because the answers will come to you in different various ways. Maybe a thought bubble after taking a walk outside. Or something that just pops in during a shower. You'll get those inspirations and those little pieces when your heart is open to receiving. When you say, I believe that it's coming for me. I believe that there's something out there that's responding. The energy visualizations that I received in the beginning of the meditation, they reiterate that that's a possibility. That there's always something around us in this space that's reflective of our thoughts and our actions and responsive. Yeah, like a goo. That's what I think, like a goo, the movement. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying this mid-June life, whatever. I hope you had a great summer solstice celebration around June 20th or 21st. I'm not sure. I'm a little late to the game, but I'm glad that we sat down to do it and had some good reflective moments here. So, I appreciate you. I appreciate the presence, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.